Hi everyone, and welcome to another Manzana's Tips and Tricks. Today we're going to look at how to create a very easy to use calendar page that you can use every day, that either yourself or a student can use by approaching the board and dragging or dropping in the various parts of the date. As you can see here in my very basic example, I have the days of the week, I have the months of the year, I have 1 to 31 and 2011. What you want to do is approach the board and drag in the day. You then want to drag in today's date, the month, and the year. And as you can see here, all those bits and pieces are on infinite clone, so it means nothing will drop out as you go along, and you can reuse the calendar over and over again. Okay, so the four main skills that we're going to use today. Firstly, text input. Second, copy and paste, just to speed the process up a bit. Infinite clone, and drag and drop. Now you may find that when using text input, copy and paste, and infinite clone today, because I'm using Two-Touch Workbook, and some of you may not be using, maybe using a different piece of software such as Smart Notebook, you may find what I do or what buttons or icons I push or option menus I use may be slightly different to what you're used to. But if you still use your software's version of infinite clone and copy and paste and text input, you'll find you'll end up with the same outcome in terms of creating a calendar. So we head to a blank page, and the first thing you want to do is, using text input, put in a title, and today's date. You then want to grab your line drawing tool and draw in 4 lines that represent the 4 different parts of your calendar. You can of course use little slashes to break up whatever parts of the calendar you may want to. The next thing you want to do is create the days of the week. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use my rectangle shape tool, or you can use a text box tool depending on what software you're using. What I'm going to do is I'm going to double click in the middle of it and input Monday. I then want to use my options to copy that. I'm going to right click on my canvas, click on paste, and then simply double click again and input Tuesday. Copy and paste is just a quick way of preparing the calendar exercise. Of course you want to do it for all days of the week. Next thing we want to look at is months of the year. So again, I'll go up to rectangle, and this time I'm going to change the color of my fill. I'll draw my rectangle like so, head back to my cursor tool, double click on the inside and input January. Copy and paste, just like I did for the days of the week. Put in February. Okay, so the next one I want to do is input the number value. I'll head back up to rectangle, change the fill color again, and drag out my rectangular shape. Go back up to cursor, double click on the shape and input the day or the number. I might just make the font larger on that, so if I go to 24, it's a bit bigger. I then want to copy and paste, double click, put into, and so on, so you have all 31 numbers as individual boxes. Last step, back up to rectangle, change my fill color again, and then I want to create the date of the year. Again, I might just make the font size slightly larger. Now once you've done all that and you have all of your days and numbers and months of the year, you want to select them all just by simply clicking and dragging over the top, and then you want to head to any of them, click on the little options menu and head to infinite clone. Click on infinite clone, and if I select all my objects again, you'll see they should all have a little infinite clone logo next to them. I'll click off them, and just an example here, I can drag Tuesday first. Sorry, that one goes there. Bigger line, 1st February 2011. Now, if we have a look at one I created earlier, as you can see here, it's a bit more colourful. I've used a background colour. I've used a range of clip art days of the week, and also clip art backgrounds for my numbers. The clip art actually came from the 2Touch workbook resources, but of course if you go online, have a look at clip art, or in fact in your own interactive whiteboarding software, you may find that it has clip art as well. So if we just drag out Wednesday, obviously, 25th of May 2011. Now I've also got 4 icons along here to represent the season. So we drag winter up into there, and as you can see, I also have got yesterday's date, today's date, and tomorrow's date. So you can update all 3 each new day. As you can see here for December, I have both my text box and a little Christmas tree to represent something pictorial for the month. That was just simply grouping those 2 together. As you can see here, they still move as one. If I ungroup them, it's just 2 objects. So link them together and group them like so. And that is how to create a calendar. Thanks for watching.